So let's first we're gonna work through the let's work through the what do you call that, Flexbox, right? So I have added some document. Okay, if you look at here, right, even in our website you're gonna find that in the 7 let's go back here, right, in the revision section, Flexbox, correct? So we're gonna do all this use case, right? This last two is not important. I mean, you barely gonna use, right, or need. Okay, but these are the things will be useful. Align block element horizontally in Flexbox. How you gonna align element horizontally? Center item. How you gonna center any item or any like child box, right, or child item? Distribution space between items. Okay, so there will be different situation, right? I mean, you can do the space between the item, that is fine. But if there are, let's see, if I ask you, okay, just add space to the last item, right? Then how you gonna do that? So that, or basically push the item to the bottom or to the end, right? Building relative size column, equal size column, or you know, like one is big, small, something like that. How you gonna build different size columns? How you gonna do responsive layout without and with media query, right? In Flex, how you gonna add responsive layout, right? Change order. How you gonna change the children in different order from 1 to 3? Maybe 3 you're gonna send to the first maybe to send to the last. How you can do that? How you orient, right, or position individual child or item, maybe somewhere on the top, center, bottom, wherever, right? So these are the 8 points we will look at in our exercise. So let's get back here. So what I have done is I have prepared already. Okay, so I'll close this. Now I will go to the Flex, right, and open this index.html. So it looks something like this. There is no CSS, right? So let's put it back here. Flexbox challenge. It looks something like this, right? So here is no CSS. So let me get the CSS file also. Okay, I think I missed the CSS, right? I didn't put there. So I have downloaded and I extracted already, like from the zip. So here you will get something like this. You know, I'll just drag this CSS as well to my Flexbox. Now what you see is like this, right? Style already. Okay. So the HTML you saw already, right? How it was. Basically, we have body. CSS is linked here. Heading 1, you can see this heading 1. Then div, right? This is a div. Tax 1. See that the box div here with the tax 1 class and tax class, right? The work tax and tax 1. So there are 8 tags, right? Total 8 tags. And then we have second class tax 1, tax 2, like that. Okay, so tax 3. So let's look at the tax 1. Okay, there is heading 4. Align box item in the row, right? So here align box item in the row. So each box, remember that each box is I mean this is just basic, right? Tax 1, there is some style in the tax 1. Let's look at that, right? Item, even let's look. Okay, so there is a background color. All is background color. Tax is what? Tax is basically each tax, right? Every container has a tax class name. Here, look at this. There is some padding and padding, right? Padding bottom, margin bottom, right? You can see just some padding. Okay, the only point you have to remember now is this container. What is this container now, right? The container is the work to do inside. So this is the container. There is 3 children, right? Container has a background color of snow. So let's look at here. The container has background color of snow. there is a border, right? Light gray, something like that. So there is a border radius for pixels, so it looks curve and all that, right? And height is 200 pixel. So that is container, right? So each task has a container, and there is a this box, small box, right? So that is div item. Okay, these are the item, 3 item, right? So let's look at the item class style now. Item, the width is 40, height is 40, border radius 4 pixel. There is little bit rounded in the item. There is some box shadow, right? Box shadow, background color, tomato, right? So basically now you can say the box or container with snow, and you have tomato to play around, right? So you can throw the tomato in this snow. Okay, so let's look at now. The container is snow box, and each item is a tomato, right? Tomato. Okay, so we're gonna start. I mean, there is a small, large. The tomato will be, there are some tomato box which is small and large, I believe. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna find later, right? Not now, but let's talk about this 3 item. The first task is align box item in the row, right? In same row. So in Flex, how you gonna do that? So we're gonna start now here. Task 1, align block items. So these are div, right? So they are block item. That's why they block items stack on each other, stack, right? Same like stacking the plate. So that is the block item. So how you align block item in row, same row? Simple, display flex. Okay, like that, and it will get in one row, right? If you do display flex, that's fine. Yeah, that is fine. That is all you have to do, right? So look at here, it get it one, it is aligned in one row now, right? So we finish with the task 1, So in the container, task 1 container, right? Container element, display flex. So in the parent container, you always apply flex, display flex. That is what we do, right? Okay, so we're done. So let me, just comment out, right? Maybe task 1, I'll just comment out. Save. So now you're just gonna see task 2, right? Task 2, center item in the middle of the container. Let's learn about this. So there is only one tomato in the container. Let's get back here. So to center this tomato in the center here, or maybe put anywhere, right? Move anywhere, but question says put in the center. First, you have to call the display flex. Okay, no change. You just see here now, right? It's still there. Now there is align item, right? Align items. So it will be flex start. The flex start is by default, right? It is right now flex start. You can do end, right? End. So the property you're gonna remember is align item. So end we'll put here, right? So there is also center. Okay. So now this is center, right? So vertically center, right? Align items will be vertical center. Next is justify content. So let's do there are few properties: flex start, in, baseline, all that, right? So let's do flex in, right? So end will move to the last horizontally. Okay. Justify content means x-axis, align means y-axis, right? So x-axis also we call main axis, and the y-axis we call cross axis. So in the x-axis, you have to use justify content. So even in the Word document, I believe, in the Word, right, you have like justify, start in, something like that. You click and move the text, align it. So same thing, So so flex start is by default, right? You can do that. By default is start, but center. is the what we have to achieve, right? So this one tomato move in the center of the box. So now next time, if you have to put something in the center of the box, right? You make the parent flex, align item, justify content. So it's good to go, right? We're done with that part. So let's comment this out now. So the third one is distribute equal space between item. Distribute equal space between items. So you have to, right now there is 3 div. One is small, large, and maybe the normal one, right? So you can see small, large. That's why there was a class style for small, large, like that. So you see the box now, right? So this is just for make you confused, okay? Distribute the space between each item, equal space. So again, how you gonna achieve that? Task 3, right? So display flex. So it will get in one row. We know that. So in justify content, I forgot, there is like space between, space around, space evenly also, right? So justify content, space between will add equal space between each item. Between, okay? Equal space, right? You can also have space around, save it like that. You can also have space evenly, right? So the space around means all around. There is space between plus both side. There is space, right? You can have space evenly also. So means now everywhere is evenly spaced out evenly, right? By the word you can understand. So our question saying space between, right? All the space between. Okay, so that is what we have to do. Fine, we're done with task 3. So let's comment this out and move the task 4 on the top, right? Save. So now in the task 4, look at this snow box, right? There is 3 snow box, okay? There is 3 container. There is 3 different subtasks, okay? 1, 2, 3, right? So it says push the last item to the end. So this last item we have to push to the end, okay? So let's work on that. So there is option 1, option 2, and option 3, right? So we'll see how we're going to achieve in each option. And then this, it has a lot of use case, okay? Even if you go to the Google search, let's say Google search, right? For example, look at this. These are the items. Push to the last, right? This 2 is pushed to the last, okay? 1 is here on the left, and the center one have a lot of space between, and 1 push to the last. This 2 push to the last, right? So you can use in this situation also. So what I will do is let's start from here, right? Let's start with this. Okay, so now the first one, first I have to align it in row, right? So display flex, save, and it will be like this, correct? Now I need to push this to the last, right? So how I can do that? Justify content is space between. This is one way you can push that item to the last, because now there is 2 item only, so you can just get all this space between, right? So that the last one push to the last of the line, right? Done. Let's look at the second one, right? Again, you have to do display flex. Now, if I do justify content space between, or space around, or space evenly, right? Do you think it will work? No, right? I have to push only the last one, not other 2, okay? Other 2 will stay together here. I just want space out to the last, means push the last. So how we can achieve that, right? So now we have to do some change here. That is the option 2, right? Option 2 here. So see, this the small item, div is small, and the media the center one. So after this, right, I'm gonna make one more div, and I will not put anything, but I will give a class name and call it space or something like that, right? Okay. So I will just go here. I'm going to take this out. I don't need this. It's look like this, right? Now I'll say I'll just call this tax tax for option to something. If you want to select more specific, right, you can do it like this. From tax for option 2 and space, right, like that. And then remember, now in the flex there is a flex grow, flex shrink, and all that, right? So the shorthand is flex, and you can call it 1, right? Now what happened? So see, this flex, the space container, right, or space item, we say flex 1. Flex 1 means that item will grow, right? I mean, you don't see here, it's like clear white, okay? But if I give a background color of red, look at that. See, that space box just push the last item, right? Because that space box just grow all the way. Okay. I'm right now, we don't have any content, right? So it looks like this, but when you have content and you need space like this, it will be okay. Okay. You just push your goal is to push the last item to the end, right? Maybe in the center, you're going to have something else, like you're going to have maybe any element, right? Right now is div, even you have input field or whatever you want to type there, right? It will be okay. Okay. So fine. So you see now, right, what happened here. The goal is to push the last item to the end. So that will do the job. All right. So so there is already, let me, no need this one, right? Let me delete that. Yeah. So what we're going to do, this one now, right? This one. So again, same thing, display flex. There is only 2 items. So how are we going to push to the last, right? Flex. So there is 2 different way. I mean, one we have used already space between, right, in the 2 item. The next thing you can do is like, let's call it item. These are the item of container tags for option 3, right? Option 3. So here tags for option 3 item, right? These are the item. Okay. So item. So I will call item first child, maybe, right? This is the first child. This is the second child. Okay. So item, how are you going to select the first and second child? So class item, there is 2 item, but out of that first child, right? So that means the first one, and we can say flex, just use the flex 1, right? So that it will grow. Okay. It will grow whatever the available space, right? It will grow and push the last one to the end. So this is the 3 situation, right? You can use if you have to, like make or push something away from each other. Okay. These are the 3 situations you will get mostly, right? So as I said even in the search box, you're gonna have something like that. Also, I think during the, like maybe right, let's say you have, like in the navbar, sometimes in the navbar, right, you have icon or logo, and then you want to make other next box all the way, right, pushed all the way. So in that situation, we can use this. Okay, fine. So that is done. So that now is, let me comment this out, right? So we finished with this. Tags 4 here. Okay. So now is the building relative size column, right? Same size column. Okay, how you gonna build? Right now is 1, 2, 3, 4 items stack on top of each other because they are block element. They are div, right? They are div. So inside the container there are 5 or what is 4 item, 4 children, right? Stack on each other. Basically 4 tomato. Okay, tomato. Now, how are you gonna give the equal size or a relative size column, right? How are you gonna make like same size column? How are you gonna do that? So here, display flex. Once you do that, it will align in one line like that. So there is item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, right? In tax 5, if you look at this HTML, tax 5, right? Tax 5, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 tomato, okay? So that's why tax 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 class we select, right? And then we can width, right? We can apply a width. So how much width we can give, right? How much we can give? So okay, let's do one thing, right? Let's make it equal size. So that means we have to make it like flex. Let's let it grow by itself, right? If you do the one flex 1, right? So what happened? It will push everyone away. Look at this. But if I make all of them flex 1, when you don't know how much size you're gonna need, right? And you want to make all box equal, that's the best option. See? So even you shrink or grow, whatever, okay? Even you grow, shrink, right? All that box will be same size. Means they are relatively equal size. 4 column, relatively equal size, right? You can see that. So this is the best option you can use. Unless you want to, like flex 2, or let's make it flex 3, right? Flex 3. What happened here now? How many columns are total now we have? How many columns? So the first one has 3 column. 1, 2, 3. This is 3 column, right? And 3 column. Now it's 6 column. Total we have 6 column, okay? 6 column, right? So it depends which box, how much big you need. Relatively, you can define the column, okay? Guys, just excuse me, okay? There is some disturbance, right? Continue our work. So you can define the column, okay? And they will be the relatively in relation, like they will change based on the main, like these are one fraction basically, or one size. So if this is one size and you define the other one like 2, 3, 4, the size will change, right? Based on the smallest size, okay? Okay, so fine, we're done with that one. Yeah, so now the 6, right? So let me comment this out. Comment this out, right? 6, what we do in the 6? Now build the responsive layout without and with media query, right? So without media query, how are you going to build the responsive layout, and with media query also, right? So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children, 5 items inside the container, or 5 tomato. So let's build the media query, right? I mean responsive layout, okay? So in container, 6 container display flex, right? You can do that. Once it is display flex basically, right? Then to make something responsive, how are you going to make that? So we can give one thing, right? I mean, there is a space now. Still, there is a space on the right side. So I want to make sure these space are filled out, right? Filled out, okay? So how are we going to do that, right? So, I mean, there is the one way. I mean, item 6, tax 6 item, right? That means all the children. If you do flex 1, they all will be same size. They all are same size, right? Then flex wrap in the parent. Wrap will wrap, right? Wrap. That is all you have to do. But let's see if this will wrap or not, because they all are equally shrink, grow and shrink, right? Like that. See? So there is no media query, right? I mean, it will, like, if there is no space, it should drop, because right now our childrens are what? These items are, it can grow, shrink equally, okay? So we have to come up with the, let's think like this, right? In a small device, I just want maybe two box, right? So in a small device, so here what I will do, I'm going to call flex basis, right? Or width. So you can either use width, but better I said use flex basis, because you're dealing with a flex basis. Okay, here I will say 50%, right? Like that. So now the childs are 50%. Okay, you see, basically it is responsive now, right? Each child is 50%, so only two will fit there, right? Two will fit. Only two gonna fit, and it is just dropping down, right? Without media query, you can do something like that. Okay, I mean, if you want, like, if you want maybe three, then you make it something 33%, like that, 33%. So you're gonna get, three items in one line, and the other will drop down, right? Okay, so normally what you will do, right, you will make the combination with media query. You're gonna do the combination with media query, right? So okay, so you're gonna do the combination with media query. Let me do the 25. Let's leave it 25% for now, right? So the 4 in one line, and the last one drop. Yeah. Okay, so let's work with media query now, right? So at the right media, mean width, right? 375 pixel. So when screen grow more than 375 pixel, do something here, right? Let me make this only 2 for now. Or what I'm going to do, right? Okay, so fine. So when screen grow more than 375 pixel, like when screen grow, right, 375, I want flex basis to be 25%. So you can see now, right? So here I cannot push it more. So let's wait. Let's inspect this and make it responsive now, right? So you can see, basically we have the responsives here. Where is that? We should get here somewhere, right? Okay, so let me check. Here you have to click this box. Okay, this box, right? So this is a responsive box. All right, so now if you bring it below 375, that is 50% now, two item, right? But if you go more than 375, the 4 item is fitted, right? Okay, so it depends now what you want to use. So if you make a combination with media query and the flex wrap, you can still make the responsive boxes. Okay, so above 375, 4 column, because we have added 25%, right? We said flex item will be 25%. So because each item will be 25% of the screen. That is for 25, that is 100%, right? So 4 column we created above 375. Below that we have created 50% column, that is 2. 50% means it will make 2 column only. All right, so I hope that is clear. Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it like that. So, I mean, you can see now, right? Even you can add another media query if you want, like what you want to do above maybe 1000 pixel or something like that. And same thing, just change the width, right? Okay, so what is the next? Task 7 and 8, right? So task 7, change the order. Okay, change the order here is disturbing. Let me close that. Yeah, change the order, right? This is mostly not, you're not going to use this. Rarely you're going to use, right? Order means I can bring this 1 to the last and maybe 4 to the first, right? How I can do that? So you can change the order. Normally the order of all this is, let's call it 0, right? They have the 0 order, okay? So I will call display flex, the align. So let me move 1 to the last, right? So just call not here, but each children, which one you want to move, right? Go to the children. So task 7 item 1, right? Order, and I will make 1 because I say all has 0 order. So that's why they are aligned based on the their what do you call that? The orientation, right? Not orientation, but the position. Okay, this is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one. All have same order, 0 order. So they stack on each other, right? Or align in one after another because the orientation, the way they are inside the DOM, right? 1 2 3 4. Okay, so now just look at, I make order 1. What I have done, I said order 1 to item 1, right? So now item 1 get order 1. Okay, so that's why it moved to the last, right? If I make item 3 order, let's make it 2, right? So it has higher order now, so that 3 will move to the last. So you can define the order, right, of the children, and you can position that based on the order. By default, 0 is the order for every element. You can assign the order for each, whichever you want to move, right? You can assign the order position. Okay, 1 or 2 or 3, you can change that. Or if I do minus, let's do minus 1, right? What's gonna happen? See, minus 0 is the base, right? If you do minus 1, now it moved to the first 0, just behind the 0, right? So I hope that order is clear. All right, last one is change the position of item, right? So let's see how we can do that. So display again flex, and it 1 2 3 4 align in one row. Now the third item, right, I'm going to move to the bottom. So align self item self to the flex end, right? Flex end. Look at that, it just moved like here, right? Okay, so that's how the things work, right? These are the 8 different situations you should practice. If you know all this, right, that's good enough. So let me stop here for this video, right?